Magandang gabi mga kababayan, mga kaibigan at mga kapatid. Mahalagang paksa po ang ating pag-uusapan ngayong gabi. Ito po ay may kaugnayan sa resolution po ng PDP Laban kung saan hinihikayat nito na tumakbo si Pangulong Duterte bilang Vice Presidente sa 2022 kung saan ayon sa nabanggit na resolution ipinaubaya din po sa kanya ang pagpili kung sino ang pipiliin niyang magiging Pangulo. At dito ang sinasabi ng marami ay wala pong iba ang pipiliin ng ating Pangulo ay si Inday Sara. Kung kaya inaasahan po ng marami at itinutulak ang Duterte tandem sa 2022 presidential election. Si Inday Sara po ang kanyang anak bilang Pangulo at si Digong naman bilang pangalawang Pangulo. Ito po ay nangyari po sa Davao kung saan pagkatapos ng termino ng 9 na taon ni Rodrigo Duterte bilang Pangulo, bilang Mayor, ang tumakbo naman pong pagka-Mayor ay si Inday Sara at si Digong, ang kanyang ama, ang naging Vice Mayor at pareho po silang nanalo. Ngayon, inaasahan po na sa 2022 ang tandem na Duterte kung saan si Inday Sara ang Pangulo at ang kanyang ama ang Vice Presidente. At dahil po dito, lumabas ang maraming reaksyon. At isa na pong reaksyon dito, violent reaction anyway, ang opposition na isang bayan na pinangungunahan ni Antonio Carpio, kung saan ang nabanggit na isang bayang coalition ay ang layunin nito di umano ay pag-isahin ang opposition upang magkaroon ng isang kandidato laban sa sinuman na iindoso ni Pangulong Duterte. Ngayon, ano po ang naging reaksyon ng isang bayan dito? Ang convener po nito sa katauhan ni Attorney Calleja nagsalita po. At ang sabi niya, hindi lamang po illegal, bagkus immoral pa kung ito ang Duterte tandem sa 2022. Illegal sapagkat labag ito sa saligang batas at immoral sapagkat ito di umano ay malaking insulto sa sambayanang Pilipino na kung saan inihahalin tulad ni Pangulong Duterte ang buong bansa sa Davao kung saan nangyari po ang ganyang tandem. At ang sabi pa ni Attorney Calleja, siya ay mayroong tiwala, malaking tiwala sa sambayan ng Pilipino na ang ganitong tandem ay hindi tatangkilikin. Ngunit ayon sa kanya, kung talagang mapupus itong tandem na ito, kapag nag-file ng Certificate of Candidacy si Pangulong Duterte bilang Vice President candidate, padi-disqualify po nila ito sa COMELEC at maging sa Supreme Court, hindi po nila papayagan ito. Sapagkat ayon sa kanila, this is an insult to the Filipino people of highest degree, a mockery of our Constitution. Yun po ang sinasabi ni Attorney Calleja. Ang tanong po dito, ano po ang paninindigan ng sambayanang Pilipino? Una po, bakit itinutulak ng PDP laban ang pagtakbo ng ating Pangulo bilang pangalawang Pangulo sa 2022 election at hayaan siyang pumili ng kanyang kandidatong presidente? Sapagkat una po, sa lahat ng naging Pangulo ng Pilipinas, si Pangulong Duterte lamang po na sa loob po ng 5 taon, mag-i-eleksyon na naman po sa 1 taon. Ngunit hindi po kumupas ang popularidad ni Pangulong Duterte. Bagkus lalo pong tumataas ang kanyang rating. Na ibig po sabihin, gustong-gusto ng mga Pilipino ang paraan ng pamumuno ng ating presidente. Kaya po, inaasahan ng kanyang partido na tatangkilikin ang sino mang kandidato na iinduso ng ating Pangulo, lalo na po kung siya mismo ang tatakbo bilang pangalawang Pangulo. Sapagkat ang issue po dito ay ang pagpapatuloy sa mga sinimulang pagbabago ng ating Pangulo bilang presidente. At kung siya po ang pipili ng kanyang presidente at siya ang tatakbo bilang pangalawang Pangulo, sigurado po 100% na maipagpapatuloy ang kanyang sinimulan. Iyan po ang dahilan. Ngunit ang tanong po, ito po ba ay immoral? Ibig po sabihin, kung magkagayon po natatakbo bilang presidente o vice president si Pangulong Duterte at ang kanyang anak si Sara ang magiging presidente, ito po ba ay immoral? Ibig po sabihin, maling-mali po ba ito? Katulad ng sinasabi ng isang bayan at ng kanyang mga kritiko. Well, from moral aspect po, wala pong tayong nakikitang mali dito. Sapagkat kung nais ng sambayan ng Pilipino na ipagpatuloy ang nasimulan ni Pangulong Duterte at upang makatiyak na sino mang uupo ay magpapatuloy sa legacy ng ating Pangulo. So, ibig po sabihin, ito lamang ang paraan. Ang tumakbo siya bilang pangalawang Pangulo at ang kanyang anak bilang Pangulo. Ngayon po, immoral. Hindi po. Sapagkat the judgment of morality or immorality depends upon the people's values. So, if by their values devoted to office, the father and daughter for the said positions, there is no immorality there. Because it is the right of the voters, of the Filipino voters, to choose whom they will vote as president and vice president. So much so that if devoted the father and daughter to the said position, they did so because they believe it is the right thing to do. That being so, there is no wrong with it. There is no immorality with it. Ang immorality po, kung hindi totoo na sila ang ibinoto. Kung ang panalo is daya, talagang immoral yan. In fact, even if they are not the candidates themselves, if the election is manipulated to the effect that the result does not reflect the true will of the voters, then in all respects, it is immoral, even if or whoever are the candidates. Pero kung if the father and daughter are voted to the office they are running for, sapagkat at sila ay nanalo dahil sila talaga ang ibinoto sapagkat naniniwala ang sambayan ng Pilipino na sila ang karapat-dapat na umupo, then definitely there is no immorality. Wala pong immoralidad. In the aspect of legality, well, the Constitution provides that the president is disqualified for re-election as president. Wala na pong re-election. Ngayon, ang sinasabi po ng isang bayan, literally, pwede po siyang tumakbo kasi wala namang direct prohibition. However, ang sinasabi po nila, based on the spirit of the law, wherein the president is not allowed for re-election. Kaya pag tumakbo siyang vice president at ang vice president is assigned by the Constitution to succeed to the president or to the presidency when the president is disabled, has resigned, or died, the vice president would in effect succeed the president. So therefore, ang sinasabi po nila, kung kakandidato si Pangulong Duterte as Vice President at yung presidente ay na-disable, namatay o kaya nag-resign, siya ang papalit. So in effect, the Constitution is manipulated. It defeats, it violates the spirit of the law, where no president can be allowed to be re-elected to become again as president. Yun po ang argumento. Hindi katulad noong in the case of Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, where she ran as congressman. Hindi siya papalit sa presidente. In the same way na itong si Irap, mandidatong mayor sa Maynila at nanalo, katulad din ni JMA. Pero it cannot be considered a manipulation of the Constitution because under all circumstances, they would not succeed as president. Pero sa vice president, he would succeed to the presidency, thereby frustrate the spirit of the law that no president could be allowed to sit as or more than 6 years. Yun po ang argument. Now, speaking of the spirit of the law, kung titingnan po natin ang backgrounder ng provision na yan, under the 1935 Constitution, 4 years lang po ang term ng presidente. But he was allowed for 1 term re-election. Ganyan din po sa Amerika. 4 years plus another 1 term re-election. But the observation during the time, ang ginagawa ng Pangulo, because he would be allowed for 1 re-election, yung first 4 years term niya, he used it for politicking to ensure for his re-election for the next election. So wala siyang nagagawa sa first 4-year terms niya, sapagkat ang lahat ay hinahanda niya para matiyak na manalo siya sa susunod na election where he would be running for re-election. So learning from that experience, under the 1987 Constitution, ginawang 6 years without re-election. So in other words, ang iniiwasan the provision, the 6-year term of office with no re-election, based on the evidence, based on the provision of the present Constitution, what the framers of the 1987 Constitution was to avoid na maulit yung karanasan na the first term, 4-year terms of office would be spent by the president for politicking. It is not the question of the length of time, katulad ng sinasabi ni Attorney Calleja, na ang gustong maiwasan dito ng konstitusyon ay yung sumobra ka sa 6 years. Hindi po. In fact, there is a provision also in relation to that na sinasabi, katulad ng nangyari kay Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, na ang sinasabi, if a president has assumed office for 4 years and more, for 4 years and above, he could no longer be allowed to run for presidency. But if he had been a president for less than 4 years, then he would be allowed to run for one full term, 6 years. Kaya nga si GMA, when she assumed in 2001 as successor of GMA of Joseph Estrada, 2001 to 2004, that is about 3 years. Then she ran in 2004 to 2010, 6 years plus 3 years. She became president for 9 years. So in effect, mali yung sinasabi, ang interpretasyon ni Atty. Calleja na sinasabi niya, ang iniiwasan ng konstitusyon, the spirit, based on the spirit of the provision, yung where a person will be sitting for more than 6 years. No. What the provision is avoiding is for a president to consume, to devote all his being a president for the first term to assure or to ensure his re-election for the next term. Iyon po ang iniiwasan. Bakit? Sapagkat wala siyang, he could not achieve substantially for the good of the people kapag ganon. So in other words, the aspect of unconstitutionality of President Duterte running for vice president does not apply, does not disqualify him as vice president, the same being not violative of the spirit of the Constitution. Yan po ang ating paninindigan. Yan po. Literally, it cannot be seen because the provisions does states that the president cannot run for re-election. So there is no prohibition to the effect that he could not run for vice president. They are talking of the spirit of the law. Then, as per spirit of the law, ang sinasabi po natin, hindi yung sinasabi nila na ayaw ng konstitusyon ng extension of time for the president to become president. In fact, it happened to JMA. She became president for more than 6 years because it is expressly provided in the Constitution that whoever became president for not more than 4 years or for less than 4 years can be allowed to run as president. Kaya po, kahit saang anggulo tingnan, hindi po unconstitutional ang pagtakbo ni Pangulong Duterte bilang pangalawang Pangulo sa 2022. At any rate, sinasabi nga ng isang bayan that they would be filing a disqualification with the COMELEC and subsequently or even directly and the question of law, they can go to the Supreme Court to for the Supreme Court to rule, to interpret these provisions anyway. So and whatever the Constitution, the Supreme Court will say, well, anyway, the final decision on the matter. So tingnan po natin. But absent that Supreme Court interpretation, we stand by our opinion that as per spirit of the law, President Duterte is qualified constitutionally to run for Vice President. Why? Because what was avoided by that provision was the politicking of the President during his first term to ensure his re-election for the second term. Kaya pinagbawal ang re-election. Dito, President Duterte has fully served his politics, his 6-year term. Anyway, ang tatakbuhan niya, hindi na naman presidente, vice president. Ngayon, kung sakaling mag-succeed siya for whatever reason to the office of the president and his capacity as vice president, still, we hold it is valid as per spirit of the law. Sapagkat hindi naman yun ang iniiwasan ng saligang batas, yung madagdagan yung kanyang panunungkulan as president from the first term and the possibility of succeeding to the office of the presidency as the vice president. Of course, that could not happen, especially when it would be Sara Duterte, his daughter, would be the president. Ngayon, bakit ba natatakot ang opposition? Sapagkat alam po nila, actually ang sinasabi nila na insulto ito. This is an insult of the highest degree. Well, paano po magiging insulto ito kung mismo ang sambayan ng Pilipino ang may nais na siya ang maging pangalawang Pangulo at ang kanyang anak ang maging Pangulo. In fact, wala namang evil o wala namang silang mapili from the opposition. Kilala na naman natin ang kanilang mga kandidato. Kilala po natin, matagal nang naglingkod ito bilang sa iba't ibang posisyon. Pero makikita po natin that they could not be as effective as Sara being the president. Kaya nga gusto natin ang mag-ama. Ngayon, ang sinasabi ng isang vlogger, dahil gusto lang daw ipagpatuloy ng Pangulong Duterte ang kanyang pangungurakot. Well, di sabihin kasuhan nila kung talagang nangurakot. Kasuhan nila kung talagang nangurakot. Pero so far as the people are concerned, wala po tayong alam na si Presidente Duterte ay nangurakot. In fact, we consider him the top achiever. Ang sabi nga, pagsamahin mo ang naging achievement ng ng 5 pangulo mula kay Cory hanggang kay Pinoy, they could not equal with the achievement of President Duterte for 5 years as president in terms of infrastructures, in terms of cleaning up our society from illegal drugs, from corruption also, eliminating the enemy of the state, the CPP and PA, and other rebel groups. Kitang-kita po dito na nabawasan, malaki. Hindi nga lang nauubos, pero kitang-kita mo na nagkaroon ng malaking pagbabago. Kaya nga President Duterte won the trust and confidence of the Filipino people. Kaya nga very popular siya. Even this up to this time and up to the time of the election. Kaya nga malakas ang loob ng kanyang partido na siya ang gawing vice president candidate and let him choose who would be his president. Ganyan po kataas ang popularity rating, ang approval rating ng ating Pangulo. At ito po ang kinatatakutan ng mga oposisyon. Ang sinasabi nila, ibabalik nila ang mga Pinoy na walang trabaho, bibigyan nila ng pagkain sa misa. Kalukuhan po. Itong mga opposition na ito, they have been there for long time. Simula pa nung kay Cory na nungkulan na yan bilang senador sa iba't ibang posisyon. But they never achieve what President Duterte has achieved. And they will not achieve definitely what still Sara and her father would be achieving as president and vice president respectively. So we support unconditionally the Duterte tandem in 2022. For a while, maraming pong salamat at magandang gabi.